Live like a Stoic. Focus, discipline, and the art of self-mastery. Stoicism. In a world overflowing with distractions, it's easy to lose focus and feel overwhelmed. But what if you could master your mind, gain control over your emotions, and navigate life with unshakable discipline? This is exactly what modern Stoicism offers us, a pathway to inner peace and true self-mastery. Welcome to Stoic in Your Life. Today we're diving deep into the Stoic secrets that have empowered some of history's greatest minds, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, to lead lives of purpose and resilience. In this video, we'll uncover how the core principles of focus, discipline, and self-mastery can transform your life. Whether you're facing daily challenges, striving for success, or simply seeking more peace in your life, Stoicism provides a blueprint for overcoming the chaos of the modern world. Join us as we explore how these powerful Stoic practices can help you reclaim your mind and cultivate a life filled with meaning. Get ready to unlock the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and become the master of your own fate. The art of focus. Number 1. The importance of focus in Stoicism. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions are everywhere, focusing on what truly matters often feels like a battle. But this is exactly where Stoicism offers us its strength. Focus is not just about keeping your attention on something, it's about consciously directing your energy toward what aligns with your values and purpose. Every day, we face an overwhelming number of distractions, from our restless thoughts to the constant bombardment of information, like social media notifications. This is where Stoicism steps in and challenges us. What truly deserves our mental focus? For the Stoics, focus was more than just attention. It was a deliberate choice to prioritize virtue, wisdom, and emotional balance over fleeting pleasures and distractions. When you master focus, you're not simply ignoring the noise around you. You're creating space for meaningful progress. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is a key Stoic lesson. By focusing on what you can control, your actions, thoughts, and reactions, you become immune to the chaos of external circumstances. In Stoicism, focus is the tool that allows you to filter out the unimportant and channel your energy into what truly serves your deepest goals. This is modern Stoicism at its core. When you cultivate inner focus, you begin to see the world through the lens of purpose. Everything, no matter how small, becomes an opportunity for growth and virtue. But this doesn't mean rejecting the world around you. It means engaging with it more mindfully. It's about choosing to interact with the world in a way that nurtures your personal growth and brings you closer to the person you aspire to be. Have you ever stopped to think before acting, considering the long-term consequences instead of reacting impulsively? Focus is not just a skill, it's the foundation of peace of mind. When you focus, you clarify your goals, align your actions with your values, and cultivate inner calm, even when external pressures mount. Imagine, despite any turmoil you face, being able to maintain your attention on your core values and long-term vision. Wouldn't that make life feel more grounded, more purposeful? Take Marcus Aurelius as an example. Despite ruling an empire during a time of war, personal loss, and political chaos, he stayed true to his Stoic values. His ability to focus on the bigger picture, even in the most trying circumstances, helped him stay grounded in his duty to both his people and his personal development. So, how can you practice this focus in your own life? Start by recognizing where your attention is going. Are you focusing on things that don't align with your values? Are you chasing fleeting distractions, or are you investing your energy in long-term growth? Ask yourself, what is truly worth my attention? By choosing focus, you're not ignoring life's demands. You're engaging with them in a way that strengthens both your mind and spirit. Modern Stoicism isn't about retreating from the world, but engaging with it more mindfully. Focus, after all, is the cornerstone of self-mastery. The more you practice it, the more control you'll have over your life. So, when distractions inevitably come your way, remember, you hold the power to decide where your energy goes. Will you focus on what matters, or will you get lost in the noise? Number 2. Practical ways to improve focus. Mastering focus is essential for a life of true mastery. Focus isn't an innate trait. It's a skill that must be developed through consistent practice, the right strategies, and a deep commitment to mindfulness. One of the most powerful tools for improving focus is meditation. By dedicating time each day to meditation, you can clear your mind of distractions and become more present in the moment. Meditation strengthens your ability to focus on what truly matters, which is the core of Stoic wisdom. Alongside meditation, mindfulness is another vital practice. Mindfulness helps you remain in the present, noticing what's happening without judgment or distraction, allowing you to stay grounded and focused. Your environment plays a crucial role in focus as well. A cluttered, noisy, or overstimulating environment can easily break your concentration. That's why creating a distraction-free space is so important. A tidy, intentional environment promotes mental clarity and focus. Seneca once said, "A person is a fool who does not know how to spend a day without distractions." This highlights the Stoic belief that simplicity can clear both physical and mental clutter, enhancing focus. By reducing distractions, whether physical, emotional, or digital, you create the conditions for better concentration and mental clarity. The Pomodoro technique is another effective strategy for improving focus. It involves working in short bursts, followed by brief breaks, which helps maintain mental clarity and prevents burnout. This method ensures you stay focused and engaged without losing energy or becoming distracted. But perhaps the most important principle is to avoid multitasking. While multitasking may seem efficient, it actually reduces productivity and harms focus. The mind can only truly focus on one task at a time. By dedicating your full attention to a single task, you can achieve deeper engagement and higher quality results. This is one of the Stoic secrets. Control your attention and focus deeply on what you're doing. Dividing your attention only diminishes the depth and effectiveness of your work. Self-discipline is another essential factor in maintaining focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, especially with the constant pull of digital devices. To focus on what matters, you must set boundaries, limit distractions, and allocate time for uninterrupted work. This requires conscious effort, but it's crucial for preserving your mental energy. Equally important is taking care of your physical health. The mind and body are interconnected, and maintaining good physical health through proper sleep, a balanced diet, and regular exercise supports mental clarity and focus. A well-rested, healthy body is far better equipped to stay sharp and productive. Self-reflection is the final key to improving focus. By journaling or taking time each day to reflect on where your attention has been, you can gain insights into where you're losing focus and make adjustments. This ongoing self-awareness allows you to stay on track, ensuring your time and energy are focused on what's important. Epictetus often reminded his students to focus on what's within their control, warning against becoming overwhelmed by the trivial concerns of life. His teachings emphasize that directing our focus inward and concentrating on personal growth leads to strength and clarity, which helps us navigate the world with purpose. Focus, like any other skill, can be developed over time. By applying the Stoic secrets of mindfulness, discipline, and simplicity, you can sharpen your ability to focus and work towards self-mastery. Incorporating these practices into your daily routine will help you reduce distractions and move closer to your personal growth goals. Stay disciplined, stay intentional, and remember that your ability to focus is a skill that can be cultivated through consistent effort. Number 3. Focus and inner peace. One of the most powerful principles of modern Stoicism is the practice of accepting reality without resistance. This lesson is especially pertinent in our unpredictable, fast-paced world, where events rarely unfold according to plan. Resistance to the way things are only creates unnecessary suffering, because in the end, we have no control over the external events that happen to us. What we can control, however, is our response to them. Life is filled with challenges, unexpected, obstacles, sudden changes, or unanticipated turns in the road. But Stoicism teaches us to face them with calmness, clarity, and wisdom. Rather than wasting energy fighting against the circumstances that are beyond our control, we are encouraged to embrace them, seeing each as an opportunity for personal growth, self-reflection, and the development of resilience. By accepting what cannot be changed, we free ourselves from the burdens of regret and frustration. We let go of the mental and emotional weight that comes with wishing things were different, or trying to force outcomes that aren't meant to be. Stoic acceptance is not about resignation or passivity. Rather, it's about being wise in how we act despite the challenges we face. It's about focusing our energy on the things we can control, our actions, our responses, and our decisions, instead of expending unnecessary mental and emotional resources on things outside of our sphere of influence. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius, who ruled during a time of constant warfare and political turbulence, embodied this mindset. Faced with an array of personal and professional hardships, he didn't resist the burdens of leadership or the unpredictability of war. Instead, he saw these obstacles as opportunities to develop his character, to refine his leadership, and to live according to his values. In his personal journals he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Marcus Aurelius didn't let hardships stand in his way. He used them as tools for growth, a perfect example of how Stoicism transforms challenges into stepping stones for development. In our modern world, with its constant stream of distractions, demands, and uncertainties, it can be easy to become disillusioned or frustrated when things don't go as planned. We often get caught up in regrets over missed opportunities or setbacks that seem insurmountable. But when we apply the Stoic principle of accepting reality as it is, we stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable. We free ourselves from unnecessary stress and focus on what truly matters: our actions, our decisions, and our attitudes. When we respond to life's difficulties with wisdom, we don't just survive the storms, we learn from them, becoming stronger, more capable, and more resilient. Modern Stoicism reminds us that it's not the events of life that define us, but how we choose to respond to them. The true freedom lies in our ability to accept the present moment, to embrace reality without resistance, and to use each experience, good or bad, as an opportunity to align ourselves more closely with our values and purpose. This approach unlocks the path to emotional strength, clarity of mind, and a deeper sense of peace. It teaches us that while we can't control what happens to us, we always have control over how we choose to respond. By embracing what is, without resistance, we unlock the freedom to live with more purpose, greater clarity, and unshakable emotional resilience. Number 4. Connection between focus and long-term success. One of the most powerful lessons Stoicism offers is the idea that pursuing short-term pleasures often leads to long-term dissatisfaction. Our world constantly encourages instant gratification, whether it's indulging in food, entertainment, or the approval of others. These quick pleasures may feel good in the moment, but they distract us from the deeper fulfillment that comes from living in line with our values. As a Stoic, you learn that discipline is essential to resisting the temptation of immediate rewards. It's not about denying yourself pleasure, but about choosing the path that leads to true, lasting satisfaction, one that builds over time and stays with you. When you're tempted by instant pleasure, ask yourself, what is the long-term cost? Does this pleasure align with my larger goals, or is it simply a distraction? Delaying gratification is key to building a life of substance. For instance, when you resist unhealthy food, avoid procrastination, or don't compare yourself to others, you're prioritizing discipline over temporary enjoyment. Each time you delay gratification, you're strengthening your willpower, which serves you in every aspect of life. By doing so, you reinforce your ability to say yes to what truly matters: growth, well-being, and moral development. The Stoic secret is simple. Those who master delaying gratification experience deeper, lasting contentment. When you act from discipline rather than desire, you create a life full of meaning, not one that leaves you feeling empty once the excitement fades. Seneca, a key Stoic philosopher, frequently warned against pursuing luxury and superficial pleasures, as they cloud the mind and prevent true peace and fulfillment. Although his views may seem extreme, consider how often we give in to temporary pleasures only to feel worse afterward. Maybe you've gone on a shopping spree, only to find the happiness fleeting, or you've procrastinated only to regret it later. I've been there too. This cycle continues when we focus on immediate pleasure without considering the bigger picture. Think of a modern example like Jeff Bezos. He didn't reach success by chasing quick wins. While he could have easily gotten distracted by the allure of instant rewards, he stayed focused on his long-term vision, building Amazon into a company with enduring value. If he had pursued short-term gains, he may never have achieved what he did. This mirrors Seneca's teachings. Lasting satisfaction comes from discipline and purpose, not fleeting desires. So how can you apply this Stoic secret to your life? The why. First step is to recognize the difference between pleasure that serves your long-term growth and what's just a distraction. Ask yourself, is this choice moving me closer to my values or pulling me away from them? In a world filled with temporary pleasures, remember that true power lies in your ability to delay gratification for something more meaningful. By doing so, you're not just avoiding short-term enjoyment, you're building a life of lasting contentment. Like the Stoics, remind yourself that the pursuit of virtue is the ultimate source of peace and fulfillment, much more than any momentary indulgence. Next time you face a tempting shortcut, ask, does this align with the person I want to become, or is it just a fleeting distraction? This is the heart of Stoic living, and through it you'll find success that truly lasts. Number 5. Nature's role in enhancing focus. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, constantly pulled in different directions. But what if I told you that nature could be your secret weapon to not just restoring focus, but also cultivating inner peace? It may sound simple, but the truth is that nature has a profound impact on our ability to connect with ourselves and the world around us. The Stoics knew this well. They often retreated to natural settings, away from the noise and distractions of daily life, to reflect, reset, and return to their purpose. Nature, with its simplicity and calm, offers a space where you can let go of everything that clouds your mind and find clarity. Think about it. When was the last time you walked through a park or sat by a quiet lake, simply observing the beauty around you? In those moments, aren't you reminded of what really matters? The Stoics saw nature as a reflection of the universe's inherent order, and they believed that by immersing ourselves in it, we could realign our thoughts, restore our balance, and refocus on what truly matters. Take Marcus Aurelius, for example. Despite the constant stress of ruling an empire, dealing with wars, and facing personal challenges, he would often step away from it all and go for long walks in the countryside. In those moments of solitude, surrounded by the rhythm of nature, he found the peace and focus he needed to return to his duties with a clear mind. You don't have to be a Roman emperor to experience this same peace. The practice of engaging with nature, whether it's a walk through the woods, sitting by a lake, or simply pausing to observe a sunset, can do wonders for your mind and spirit. In fact, it's one of the easiest ways to bring mindfulness and simplicity into your life. The chaos of modern life pulls us in every direction, but when we immerse ourselves in nature, we are reminded of the importance of being present in the moment. How often do you take a step back from the noise to just be in the world around you? By spending time outdoors, you give yourself permission to focus on the now, clearing away the distractions that so easily cloud your judgment. Nature helps restore balance and renews your perspective, allowing you to engage with life in a more meaningful and intentional way. In the practice of modern Stoicism, nature can be a powerful ally in helping you achieve self-mastery. It's not about escaping the world, but about engaging with it more intentionally, reconnecting with the calm, orderly rhythm that nature provides, and finding peace in the present moment. It's amazing how something as simple as a walk outside can help you refocus and regain clarity. So, next time you're feeling overwhelmed, take a moment to step outside. Let nature be your teacher, reminding you of the importance of simplicity, mindfulness, and focus. In conclusion, mastering the art of focus is fundamental in living a Stoic life. By understanding the importance of focus, applying practical techniques to improve it, and recognizing its relationship with inner peace and long-term success, we unlock the key to a calm and purposeful life. Let nature guide and nurture your concentration, helping you stay on course no matter what distractions come your way. The art of discipline. Now that you've learned how focus plays a central role in Stoicism, let's explore discipline, the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Discipline allows you to live with purpose, avoid distractions, and build lasting character. Without discipline, the strength of your focus would lack the foundation needed to sustain long-term success and inner peace. So, let's dive into how you can develop discipline in every area of your life. Number 1. Discipline is the foundation of Stoicism. Discipline is the cornerstone of Stoicism, forming the foundation of a life full of growth, purpose, and resilience. Without discipline, success and personal development cannot be sustained. But discipline is not about rigid control or perfectionism. It's about living intentionally and making conscious decisions that align with your long-term values, not fleeting impulses. In today's world, the temptation of short-term pleasures is ever present, whether through unhealthy habits or impulsive reactions. The Stoic secret is practicing restraint, using mental and physical strength to make the right choices, especially when faced with challenges. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Obstacles aren't setbacks but opportunities for growth, providing a chance to stay focused on long-term goals despite temporary distractions. For Stoics, discipline extends beyond actions. It's about mastering emotions. It's easy to let frustration or anger dictate our responses, but Stoicism teaches us to rise above emotions with clarity. Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing feelings, but understanding them and choosing how to act. This self-restraint protects our integrity when facing difficulties. Take Seneca, who, despite his wealth and social status, remained focused on philosophy and lived by his values, resisting the distractions of luxury and power. His life shows how discipline isn't just about what you do, but also about what you avoid. Discipline is not limited to one area of life. It impacts health, relationships, and personal growth. Consistently making value-driven choices builds a life aligned with deeper aspirations, free from the pressure of immediate desires. A disciplined individual avoids impulsive actions, whether it's rejecting unhealthy habits or maintaining composure in relationships. Discipline keeps you focused on what matters, helping you persevere through challenges. Those who live with purpose reflect this principle, rising above distractions with clarity. Discipline is an active daily choice. It involves making small, consistent decisions that lead to larger goals, even when the path is tough. Like any skill, it strengthens over time with practice. Each step forward in discipline brings you closer to personal growth. The Stoic secrets remind us that true progress comes from practicing discipline in both thought and action, resisting the urge for easy shortcuts and focusing on long-term fulfillment. Through discipline, you don't just build success, you build a virtuous life. It fosters inner strength, resilience, and purpose. The Stoics believe that mastering oneself leads to better navigating the world and contributing to the greater good. Discipline allows you to align actions with your highest potential, whether staying true to values, enduring hardships, or maintaining emotional control. This builds character and enriches your life. In today's world of distractions and instant gratification, discipline is more crucial than ever. It's easy to get overwhelmed by life's chaos, but as Seneca said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." True freedom and fulfillment begin with the discipline to control your thoughts, actions, and emotions. By living with purpose and aligning actions with deeper values, you are taking steps towards self-mastery. The Stoic secret of discipline unlocks your potential, guiding you toward a life of integrity, growth, and meaning. Number 2. Accepting reality without resistance. One of the most powerful principles of modern Stoicism is the practice of accepting reality without resistance. This lesson is especially pertinent in our unpredictable, fast-paced world, where events rarely unfold according to plan. Resistance to the way things are only creates unnecessary suffering, because in the end we have no control over the external events that happen to us. What we can control, however, is our response to them. Life is filled with challenges, unexpected obstacles, sudden changes, or unanticipated turns in the road. But Stoicism teaches us to face them with calmness, clarity, and wisdom. Rather than wasting energy fighting against the circumstances that are beyond our control, we are encouraged to embrace them, seeing each as an opportunity for personal growth, self-reflection, and the development of resilience. By accepting what cannot be changed, we free ourselves from the burdens of regret and frustration. We let go of the mental and emotional weight that comes with wishing things were different, or trying to force outcomes that aren't meant to be. Stoic acceptance is not about resignation or passivity. Rather, it's about being wise in how we act despite the challenges we face. It's about focusing our energy on the things we can control, our actions, our responses, and our decisions, instead of expending unnecessary mental and emotional resources on things outside of our sphere of influence. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who ruled during a time of constant warfare and political turbulence, embodied this mindset. Faced with an array of personal and professional hardships, he didn't resist the burdens of leadership or the unpredictability of war. Instead, he saw these obstacles as opportunities to develop his character, to refine his leadership, and to live according to his values. In his personal journals, he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Marcus Aurelius didn't let hardship stand in his way. He used them as tools for growth, a perfect example of how Stoicism transforms challenges into stepping stones for development. In our modern world, with its constant stream of distractions, demands, and uncertainties, it can be easy to become disillusioned or frustrated when things don't go as planned. We often get caught up in regrets over missed opportunities or setbacks that seem insurmountable. But when we apply the Stoic principle of accepting reality as it is, we stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable. We free ourselves from unnecessary stress and focus on what truly matters: our actions, our decisions, and our attitudes. When we respond to life's difficulties with wisdom, we don't just survive the storms. We learn from them, becoming stronger, more capable, and more resilient. Modern Stoicism reminds us that it's not the events of life that define us, but how we choose to respond to them. The true freedom lies in our ability to accept the present moment, to embrace reality without resistance, and to use each experience, good or bad, as an opportunity to align ourselves more closely with our values and purpose. This approach unlocks the path to emotional strength, clarity of mind, and a deeper sense of peace. It teaches us that while we can't control what happens to us, We always have control over how we choose to respond. By embracing what is, without resistance, we unlock the freedom to live with more purpose, greater clarity, and unshakable emotional resilience. Number 3. Avoiding the pursuit of short-term pleasures. One of the most powerful lessons Stoicism offers is the idea that pursuing short-term pleasures often leads to long-term dissatisfaction. Our world constantly encourages instant gratification, whether it's indulging in food, entertainment, or the approval of others. These quick pleasures may feel good in the moment, but they distract us from the deeper fulfillment that comes from living in line with our values. As a Stoic, you learn that discipline is essential to resisting the temptation of immediate rewards. It's not about denying yourself pleasure, but about choosing the path that leads to true, lasting satisfaction, one that builds over time and stays with you. When you're tempted by instant pleasure, ask yourself, what is the long-term cost? Does this pleasure align with my larger goals, or is it simply a distraction? Delaying gratification is key to building a life of substance. For instance, when you resist unhealthy food, avoid procrastination, or don't compare yourself to others, you're prioritizing discipline over temporary enjoyment. Each time you delay gratification, you're strengthening your willpower, which serves you in every aspect of life. By doing so, you reinforce your ability to say yes to what truly matters: growth, well-being, and moral development. The Stoic secret is simple. Those who master delaying gratification experience deeper, lasting contentment. When you act from discipline rather than desire, you create a life full of meaning, not one that leaves you feeling empty once the excitement fades. Seneca, a key Stoic philosopher, frequently warned against pursuing luxury and superficial pleasures, as they cloud the mind and prevent true peace and fulfillment. Although his views may seem extreme, consider how often we give in to temporary pleasures only to feel worse afterward. Maybe you've gone on a shopping spree, only to find the happiness fleeting, or you've procrastinated only to regret it later. I've been there too. This cycle continues when we focus on immediate pleasure without considering the bigger picture. Think of a modern example like Jeff Bezos. He didn't reach success by chasing quick wins. While he could have easily gotten distracted by the allure of instant rewards, he stayed focused on his long-term vision, building Amazon into a company with enduring value. If he had pursued short-term gains, he may never have achieved what he did. This mirrors Seneca's teachings. Lasting satisfaction comes from discipline and purpose, not fleeting desires. So how can you apply this Stoic secret to your life? The siyl. First step is to recognize the difference between pleasure that serves your long-term growth and what's just a distraction. Ask yourself, is this choice moving me closer to my values or pulling me away from them? In a world filled with temporary pleasures, remember that true power lies in your ability to delay gratification for something more meaningful. By doing so, you're not just avoiding short-term enjoyment, you're building a life of lasting contentment. Like the Stoics, remind yourself that the pursuit of virtue is the ultimate source of peace and fulfillment, much more than any momentary indulgence. Next time you face a tempting shortcut, ask, does this align with the person I want to become? Or is it just a fleeting distraction? This is the heart of Stoic living, and through it you'll find success that truly lasts. Number 4. The role of self-control in decision-making. Self-control is one of the most powerful tools you can possess on your journey to self-mastery. In a world where emotions often take the reins of our actions, being able to pause and think before making decisions can be the difference between a life of regret and one of intentional growth. How many times have you found yourself acting impulsively in a moment of anger, fear, or frustration, only to later look back and wish you had handled the situation differently? We've all been there. Those moments when emotions cloud our judgment, and we make choices that don't serve us in the long run. This is exactly where the ancient Stoics can offer wisdom that still resonates today. They understood that true strength lies in controlling our impulses, especially in times of emotional turbulence. Imagine for a moment how much more empowered you would feel if you could simply stop yourself, take a deep breath, and make decisions from a place of clarity and calm, no matter how chaotic or overwhelming the world around you may be. This is the essence of modern Stoicism. By practicing self-control, you align your actions with your long-term goals and values, instead of being driven by temporary desires or emotional impulses. It's not about suppressing your emotions, because emotions are part of what makes us human. Rather, it's about acknowledging them and choosing a thoughtful response. Think about it. When was the last time you acted out of anger, or perhaps fear? How did that decision shape the outcome of your day or even your relationships? Did it bring you closer to who you want to be, or did it create unnecessary conflict? Stoic philosophers like Epictetus often emphasized the importance of pausing to reflect on our emotional reactions before we act on them. He knew that, when we stop and give ourselves space to think, we give ourselves the chance to make choices that align with our higher selves and goals. Through this practice, we can avoid rash decisions and start making more intentional choices that promote personal growth. Journaling, a key Stoic practice, is a great tool to help us build this self-awareness. When you write down your thoughts and reflect on your decisions, you create a space to process your emotions and analyze your actions. Over time, this practice cultivates emotional intelligence and a deeper understanding of your behavior, which, in turn, strengthens your ability to make better decisions in the future. Each time you reflect, you build the capacity to think more clearly, making it easier to pause before reacting and choosing responses that better serve your long-term happiness. So, when faced with a difficult decision or an emotional trigger, remember this simple Stoic wisdom. Take a deep breath, step back, and ask yourself, is this decision aligned with my long-term values and goals? The more you practice this kind of self-control, the more you'll realize that it's not about denying yourself. Instead, it's about empowering yourself to make choices that reflect your truest values and bring you closer to the person you aspire to become. Self-control is not about repression, it's about freedom. The freedom to make choices that support your best self and your highest potential. In the end, it is through these moments of discipline and thoughtfulness that we build a life of meaning, wisdom, and true mastery. Number 5. The impact of discipline on character building. Discipline is far more than just a tool for external success. It is the foundation on which your character is built. In the Stoic philosophy, character isn't something that happens by accident. It's forged through deliberate, consistent actions that reflect virtue. Discipline is the bedrock that supports all these actions, enabling you to practice self-control, perseverance, and wisdom, 3 essential qualities for developing a strong, resilient character. Life is filled with challenges, and at times, we all encounter weaknesses, temptations, and distractions that can derail us. Without discipline, it's easy to give in to these moments of weakness, whether it's indulging in short-term pleasures, avoiding responsibility, or reacting impulsively. But discipline gives you the strength and the mental fortitude to confront these challenges head-on, allowing you to push through difficult moments instead of giving up or choosing the easier path. It's through this disciplined living that you align yourself with your highest ideals, constantly striving for growth, improvement, and virtue. By committing to a life grounded in discipline, you are actively shaping your own integrity, courage, and honor, values that are essential for creating a meaningful and purposeful life. In the Stoic worldview, true happiness doesn't come from external achievements like wealth, fame, or status. It comes from living in alignment with virtue. It's the quiet internal strength you build through discipline that guides you toward this alignment. As Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest emperors, showed us, even with immense power and influence, he chose to live a life of discipline, always striving to serve others and improve his own character. He didn't let his high station go to his head, Instead, he worked continuously to stay humble and virtuous. This is the Stoic way, to build character through discipline, regardless of your external circumstances or status. In today's world, it's easy to be caught up in the pursuit of external validation or fleeting successes. We live in a culture that often equates happiness with possessions, titles, and recognition. However, the Stoic secret lies in rejecting these distractions and instead focusing on building inner strength. Discipline allows you to make choices that contribute not only to your actions, but to your very character. By staying true to the values of integrity, resilience, and virtue, you are laying the groundwork for a deeper, more lasting kind of success that transcends external validation. The Stoic path isn't about achieving perfection. It's about constant, disciplined effort. It's about waking up every day and making the right choices, even when it feels challenging or the easier path seems more appealing. It's through this consistent effort that you become the best version of yourself. By focusing on virtue, resilience, and integrity over short-term gains or superficial goals, you set yourself up for a life of fulfillment, meaning, and true happiness. This ongoing process of discipline, learning, and growth is what ultimately defines success in the Stoic sense. Through discipline, you master yourself, and in doing so, you shape a life that is truly worth living. In summary, discipline forms the very foundation of Stoic philosophy, guiding us to accept reality as it is and make decisions that align with our values, not our fleeting desires. It empowers us to overcome short-term pleasures and instead focus on what truly matters, long-term growth and self-improvement. By cultivating discipline, we strengthen our character and create a stable foundation for achieving our goals. With discipline in place, let's now explore self-mastery, the ultimate Stoic goal. This next step will show you how to fully integrate focus, discipline, and emotional resilience into your daily life. Stick with us as we uncover the keys to mastering yourself. The art of self-mastery. Building upon the principles of focus and discipline, self-mastery is the ultimate goal of Stoic philosophy. It's not just about controlling external actions, but mastering your mind, emotions, and desires. Through self-reflection, emotional resilience, and detachment, you can achieve true freedom and inner peace. Let's now take a closer look at how you can cultivate self-mastery in your own life. Number 1. Self-mastery as the goal of Stoicism. At the heart of modern Stoicism lies the profound idea of self-mastery, a goal that transcends the mere control of external circumstances and calls us to master our own thoughts, emotions, and actions. For Stoics, true freedom doesn't lie in the ability to control the world around us, but in the power to shape how we respond to it. It's easy to think that if only we could change the things or people that challenge us, life would be easier. But the Stoic approach teaches us that peace and resilience come not from altering the external world, but from developing an inner strength that remains undisturbed by the chaos outside. In this way, self-mastery allows you to cultivate a sense of calm, clarity, and wisdom that will guide you through life's inevitable challenges with dignity and grace. By practicing self-mastery, you free yourself from the turmoil of unrefined emotions and impulses, enabling you to navigate adversity with a steady and balanced mind. Stoicism teaches that by mastering ourselves, by recognizing and controlling our reactions, thoughts, and behaviors, we are in a better position to contribute positively to those around us, to our families, our communities, and the world at large. As you develop self-mastery, your ability to act in accordance with your highest values becomes clearer, and you begin to live a life that is congruent with your principles, rather than being at the mercy of fleeting emotions or external influences. It's important to note that self-mastery is not a destination but a lifelong journey. It's about continuous self-reflection, an ongoing commitment to learning, and a constant practice of discipline. Just as the Stoics believed in the value of wisdom and knowledge, they also understood that true wisdom is born from introspection and the willingness to confront the obstacles within ourselves. One of the best examples of this comes from the life of Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was once a slave. Despite his harsh circumstances, Epictetus realized that his true freedom lay not in changing his external conditions, but in mastering his internal responses to them. By focusing on what he could control, his mind and his reactions, he freed himself from the chains of bitterness, fear, and resentment. Through this inner mastery, he was able to rise above his situation, becoming one of the most influential Stoic philosophers in history. In the same way, modern Stoicism teaches you that by focusing on mastering your inner world, you can transcend the challenges you face and find freedom, peace, and fulfillment. The journey of self-mastery requires time, effort, and patience, but with each step, you move closer to the person you're meant to be, learning to respond to life's challenges not with frustration or defeat, but with grace and wisdom. By cultivating this discipline, you not only enhance your own life but also become a better version of yourself, stronger, wiser, and more resilient, empowering you to navigate the complexities of modern life with confidence. Number 2. Overcoming desires and impulses. One of the core Stoic secrets is overcoming desires and impulses. If you've ever acted on a whim or given in to a craving, you know how easy it is to be swept away by momentary desires. Stoicism teaches us that many of these impulses are not genuine needs but are instead driven by fleeting emotions or external pressures. The key to self-mastery is recognizing this and choosing not to be ruled by every urge that arises. Instead, we learn to detach from the chase for material goods and shallow pleasures, and focus on what truly brings us lasting happiness and growth. Self-mastery, in its essence, is about cultivating the emotional strength to resist the temptation to act impulsively. When you act on every desire, you're giving up control of your life. But when you pause and reflect, you regain that power. This practice allows you to make thoughtful decisions that align with your values rather than your impulses. It's not about rejecting pleasure or enjoyment, but about learning to prioritize what truly nurtures your well-being. Think about it. Isn't it easy to be pulled into distractions like luxury or comfort, thinking they'll bring you happiness, only to feel empty afterward? Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, understood this well. He often spoke about how the impulse to seek luxury and comfort can cloud our minds and prevent us from achieving true wisdom and peace. Instead of indulging in temporary pleasures, he believed that overcoming such desires opens the door to deeper fulfillment, wisdom, and inner tranquility. Consider a modern example. Steve Jobs, for all his wealth and success, was known for his minimalist lifestyle. Despite having the means to indulge in extravagant luxuries, Jobs chose simplicity and focus on the work that mattered. He understood that true satisfaction didn't come from possessions or excess, but from the pursuit of meaningful goals. By resisting the impulse for excess and focusing on what truly aligned with his vision, he was able to create lasting value that impacted the world. So, how can you apply this Stoic secret to your own life? Begin by recognizing the difference between desires that serve your long-term well-being and those that are simply fleeting distractions. Ask yourself, will acting on this desire bring me closer to my true goals, or will it only leave me feeling empty later? Each time you overcome an impulse and make a decision based on your values, you strengthen your emotional intelligence and willpower. With time, you'll build a life grounded in deeper satisfaction, one that's led by purpose, not driven by momentary whims. Remember, Stoicism isn't about rejecting pleasure or avoiding all enjoyment, but about making choices that serve your long-term growth. Every time you choose wisely, you're building a life that's truly fulfilling, not one that's just a temporary escape. Keep this Stoic secret in mind. True freedom comes when we are no longer slaves to our impulses, but are guided by our deeper values and wisdom. Number 3. Developing emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is a cornerstone of self-mastery, a trait that separates those who are driven by their emotions from those who rise above them. In a world where stress, disappointment, and hardship are inevitable, being emotionally resilient means not allowing life's challenges to shake your peace or cloud your judgment. How often have you found yourself overwhelmed by emotions in moments of difficulty, anger, sadness, or frustration, making decisions that you later regretted? This is where Stoicism steps in to offer a powerful tool for handling those emotional waves. The Stoics believed that while emotions are a natural part of being human, they should never be allowed to control us or dictate our actions. Instead of reacting impulsively, Stoicism teaches us to pause, reflect, and choose our responses with wisdom and composure. By practicing emotional regulation, you cultivate the ability to remain steady even in the face of the most trying circumstances. Imagine for a moment facing a stressful situation, whether it's a heated argument, a setback at work, or personal challenges, and instead of losing control, you respond with calm and clarity. Wouldn't that make you feel more empowered, more in charge of your own destiny? This is exactly what modern Stoicism encourages. Developing the emotional resilience to view setbacks as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. Life is unpredictable. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. And by fostering emotional resilience, we gain the strength to not just cope with adversity, but to grow through it. Think about Marcus Aurelius. Despite being an emperor, he faced constant battles, the grief of losing loved ones, and immense political pressure. Yet, he managed to maintain his emotional composure through it all, using each challenge as an opportunity to deepen his understanding of Stoic philosophy and grow stronger. In his meditations, Marcus wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This quote reflects the Stoic belief that your internal state, your ability to manage your emotions, and your thoughts are the true sources of peace. So I ask you, how often do you let external events control your emotions and cloud your judgment? How often do you react to life's challenges instead of thoughtfully responding to them? Emotional resilience isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about giving yourself the space to process them and then making a conscious choice about how to act. This ability to remain calm, collected, and purposeful in the midst of chaos is what gives you the strength to keep moving forward. It's also through this resilience that you can truly cultivate peace of mind, knowing that no matter what happens, you have the power to control your own reactions. Every time you choose to rise above your emotions, you strengthen your ability to face life's challenges with grace. So, when the next storm hits, remember, you have a choice. You can either let the storm dictate your emotions, or you can stand firm and choose how to respond. This is the essence of emotional resilience, and it's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself on the path to self-mastery. Through modern Stoicism, we learn that emotional resilience isn't just about surviving difficult situations. It's about thriving in them, using each challenge as a stepping stone toward a stronger, wiser version of ourselves. Number 4. The role of self-reflection in self-mastery. Self-reflection is one of the key pillars of Stoic philosophy and a vital tool for mastering yourself. It's a practice that allows you to examine your actions, behaviors, and emotions, learning from them to grow. By taking the time to reflect regularly, you not only identify your strengths but also your weaknesses. This is crucial because it's only by understanding where you fall short that you can take steps to improve. For the Stoics, self-reflection is not just a method, it's a way of ensuring that your actions align with your core values and ideals. It helps you stay true to your purpose by shedding light on the thoughts and behaviors that guide your decisions. In today's world, with its endless distractions and the fast pace of life, taking time for self-reflection may seem challenging, but it's essential for staying focused and disciplined. When life gets chaotic, self-reflection becomes a tool to pull you back to center, helping you respond to situations with intention rather than react impulsively. One of the most practical Stoic tools for self-reflection is journaling. Seneca, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, famously used letters and essays to reflect on his own life. These reflections were not just intellectual exercises, but a means for him to confront his weaknesses, celebrate his progress, and ensure that he stayed aligned with his values. Journaling in this sense acts as a mirror to your inner world, revealing areas where you can grow and strengths that you can build upon. Setting aside time each day to write or meditate on your actions allows you to deepen your self-awareness, which is critical in a world full of distractions and instant gratification. Through consistent journaling, you can evaluate your decisions and adjust them to be in line with your values and long-term goals. The Stoic secret behind self-reflection is not just about examining your actions, but also learning from them. Every moment of reflection, whether it highlights your successes or failures, offers an opportunity for growth. To truly master yourself, you must take responsibility for your actions and their outcomes. This isn't about harsh self-criticism. It's about using every experience as a stepping stone toward improvement. It's the discipline of consistently engaging with your own thoughts and behaviors that ultimately leads to self-mastery. Instead of seeking surface-level accomplishments, you begin to build a life based on understanding, depth, and alignment with your true values. Seneca's own life is a great example of this process. Despite his wealth and status, he acknowledged his flaws and used self-reflection to learn from them. His writings show us that self-reflection is not just for philosophers, but for anyone who seeks a life of purpose and self-mastery. By engaging in this practice, you're not simply going through the motions of daily life. You're developing a deeper understanding of who you are, what you value, and how you can live a fulfilling life. In our modern, fast-paced world, where distractions constantly vie for our attention and the pressure to conform to societal expectations is overwhelming, the Stoic practice of self-reflection provides a vital path to personal mastery. By committing to this practice, you unlock the Stoic secrets of wisdom and self-discipline, allowing you to align your thoughts and actions with your deepest values. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Through self-reflection, you gain that mastery. You learn to navigate life's challenges not by reacting impulsively to every situation, but by responding with purpose, clarity, and self-awareness. This is the essence of self-mastery, available to anyone willing to put in the work of reflection, learning, and growth. Number 5. Practicing detachment from external outcomes. One of the most transformative practices of modern Stoicism is learning to detach ourselves from external outcomes, a concept that holds immense power in our fast-paced, results-driven world. It's easy to get caught up in the outcome of our efforts, constantly measuring our success by what we achieve, whether that's career milestones, financial gains, or social recognition. But Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control the results of our actions, we can control the effort we put into them, and this distinction is key. By practicing detachment, we free ourselves from the constant craving for external validation and allow ourselves to focus on what truly matters: the process, the journey, and the integrity with which we approach our tasks. It's not about disconnecting from the world or resigning ourselves to passivity. Rather, it's about understanding that the outcome of any endeavor is often influenced by factors beyond our control, such as timing, the actions of others, or pure chance. In this sense, detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means caring deeply about doing things well, but not tying our happiness to the specific results that follow. This mindset significantly reduces anxiety and disappointment, allowing us to act without the weight of unattainable expectations. When you stop tying your self-worth to external achievements, you free yourself from the constant cycle of striving and disappointment. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your peace and happiness are not determined by external events, but by your response to them. By focusing on the effort and the integrity of your actions, you cultivate a sense of inner peace that remains unshaken, regardless of how things turn out. This Stoic ideal aligns closely with the teachings of the Buddha, who spoke extensively about non-attachment. Like the Stoics, the Buddha emphasized that true freedom and happiness come from letting go of the attachment to external desires and focusing instead on cultivating inner peace. The wisdom of these two philosophies converges on a common truth. Happiness does not come from external circumstances, but from within, from how we live in alignment with our values and virtues. In modern life, where the pressure to succeed is often overwhelming, practicing detachment can be a profound source of freedom. It shifts your focus away from external validation and puts it on what you can control: your actions, your choices, and your character. Instead of obsessing over the result of your efforts, you begin to find contentment in the journey itself, in knowing that you are doing your best, acting with virtue, and living in accordance with your highest ideals. As you detach from the need for external outcomes, you open yourself up to a deeper sense of fulfillment, where peace, contentment, and joy are not dependent on what the world gives you, but on how you show up for yourself and others each day. This, I believe, is the essence of modern Stoicism, finding happiness not in the destination, but in the integrity and purpose of the journey. Thank you for joining us today on this journey through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. As we've seen, the modern world can be chaotic, but by embracing Stoic principles like focus, discipline, and self-mastery, we can navigate these challenges with grace and resilience. These Stoic secrets offer us practical tools for emotional balance and lasting fulfillment, helping us live more purposefully and peacefully. If you're ready to integrate these teachings into your own life and explore the power of modern Stoicism, we'd love for you to be part of our growing community. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. Together, let's continue exploring the profound impact of Stoic wisdom on our lives. See you in the next video.